Hey guys, in this live stream today, we are going to talk about nutrition coaching trends in 2024. So my name is Jennifer Brocksterman. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm the founder of Prosper Nutrition Coaching. So basically, as a 14-year dietitian and nutrition coach with starting a certification company, I want to help more coaches out there, A, raise their coaching game, but B, make more money sharing their passion and make it into profit, but ultimately get your clients better results. And with me is someone visiting all the way from Texas. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
So I'm Desiree McCullough, and I'm the director and also a health coach for Real Wellness MD in College Station, Texas. And I am so happy to be here visiting my friend Jen in Canada, where we're talking about all things health related and regarding our nutrition business.
So what we're gonna do is last night we were hanging out around the campfire and I don't know if this is actually a Canadian thing or if Des just thinks it is, but I own multiple lumberjacks. So we're gonna go full lumberjack on our live today and hang out with you guys with a cup of tea. And there are 3 trends that, oh my gosh, like I think we talked for like 3 hours last night, but we're gonna sum it down into just 3 points. So the first one was how we both, I think, switched our coaching style from very much a macros and meal plan over to something that's more client-centered, but with an element of coach authority.
Yes.
And then the second thing we really want to dive into is just, last night we were kind of sharing like our packages, our prices, how we're noticing things are selling differently in this market, especially with inflation and people feeling like money's a little bit tight. So we have had to adapt to the market demand. So we're actually just going to open the book and show you exactly how we price things. And if you guys want to jump in and share what you're doing, that would be really cool. And then the final topic that just kept coming up for the both of us, I think, was around burnout, especially social media, dopamine hijacking, like just what's working, what's not, and then sharing actually how we're getting clients today in 2024. And it is maybe different than what you think. So did I miss anything from what we chatted about last night?
No, not at all. I think that's definitely it.
Okay, well, Miss Lumberjack, why don't we dive right into the first one? And so, yes, that very first topic of what we think is really trending in 2024 is how we coach a lot differently than we did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even a year or 2 ago. I'll go first maybe.
Sure.
And I'll admit that I used to be that coach that clung to my macro numbers and my meal plans because it was my security blanket that I knew what I was talking about and I was the expert and the client needed to just follow that. And then I took something called motivational interviewing and it blew my perspective out of the water because I stopped trying to just like authoritatively make them follow to the number. And instead it turned more into a not casual conversation, but I would probe with, intelligent questions. Powerful questions is actually the word I like to use. We're almost like we were talking about like therapy.
Yes.
I don't want my therapist to be like, today we talk about stress management. Tonight we're going to talk about your sleep hygiene. Next week we're going to talk about alcohol and substance use.
Right.
It's like, this is what's going on in my life right now.
Yes.
This is what I need help with. So I think I switched to that a little bit sooner than you guys did. What are you noticing with your crew, your team, your coaching?
Yes. So to what you were saying, we started that way. We were an ideal protein clinic, which is very restrictive in nature and also fixated a lot on the macros. So when they would finish their ideal protein plan, we would then have to coach them on nutrition on the backside. So what does that look like when you get off of prepackaged meals? And we were finding a lot of difficulty around that because we would give people specific macros to follow. It's very confusing, it's time consuming, it's restrictive in nature. We started seeing this trend of our clients developing a bad relationship with food.
Yeah.
And it would lead to more of what we were trying to combat, which was restricting then binging, restricting then binging. Over the last 6 years, we've developed and changed our program to go into all whole food based. However, we still have clients coming in, no matter how we market, they still come in, they still want macros.
So I was saying last night, I kind of used the joke of the expired milk. Coaching like that has about the attention span and expiry of, well, we don't have gallons of milk here, but we'll make it American and we'll say a gallon of milk. And what happens is that's what clients think they want, but they don't actually know that that's not how it's going to get them to their end goal. So instead, we really focus on, in this week, in this moment, what is the one most important habit to focus on? We're even talking about like success statistics, which is something along the lines of like, if you give a client one habit at a time, there's about an 80% chance of success that they will follow through and do it consistently.
Yes.
The moment we add two things, it goes down to about 50% and like three or more things to focus on, and it's all the way down in like the low 20% range.
Yes.
And so we've simplified, and I think you guys have too.
Yes.
Retention's up, client success is up.
Yes.
Making more money, more word of mouth referrals.
Yes. And I think it just came from educating ourselves and then our team of coaches that it was about changing what the client thinks they need to telling them and coaching them on what they really need.
Yeah.
And so they, it's easy to get caught up in what the client is asking for instead of remembering that we can still make this client-centered coaching, but where we're in the driver's seat. I mean, they came to us, they're paying us for the expert advice.
Yep.
And so it is our job and our responsibility to coach them on what they really need and not just give them what they want. And of course, there's a loving way to do that and a way in which they receive it best. But what we have found is that if we can continue to use every point of contact with that client to coach them more so on what they need, and they're a lot more willing to try that method because, let's face it, they came to us because what they had tried in the past did not work.
Totally.
So we have to try something different. So that's an approach that I take with my clients and helping them to realize that these foundational habits, if we focus on that, will get us to the destination. We can enjoy the journey and get to the destination at the same time instead of being destination focused and then hitting burnout.
And I think I'm going to add one more point before we move on to our next topic of trends in nutrition in 2024. And I think this is sort of the like secret prosper way is we just play games. We have rainbow fruit and veggie games. We've got, I call it the hot air balloon game we were talking about last night, where we like look at a week and we use like smiley faces. And you said you use like the green light, yellow light, red light, traffic light system. And so I think I said this on a podcast a little while ago, but if you put an athlete in practice, and they never get to play a game, they never get to go to the competition, that makes all those practices worthwhile. So the gamification of nutrition coaching, I think that's one of the secret sauces or secret weapons in 2024.
Yes.
And I think why our clients are doing word of mouth referrals, because we coach so differently.
Yes.
And we don't want to compete against AI. I mean, I can go on ChatGPT and get a meal plan or a macro. So humans, games for the win.
Absolutely.
Anything to add, or we'll go
I
on
love
to
that.
topic number 2?
Yeah, let's do topic number 2.
So our second thing we were chatting about last night is we were talking about the different price points that we're finding are landing when we're in a sales conversation. And I don't even like to label it a sales conversation. I think of it instead as, are we the right fit to help this person? And if we are, we want to give them a price point that makes us approachable and accessible, and they're excited to say hell yeah and like open their wallet and sign up. And so I'll kind of go first and share what my prices are. I would love to hear from you guys. Do you have just like one price that you offer? Is it a subscription every month? Do you do a bundle with packages? Do you sell them one by one? Like, if you feel comfortable sharing, please drop that down below. It'd be kind of great to see from the community. But I'll go first. So at NutritionRx, which is my other company where we counsel nutrition clients, we do something from the restaurant industry. And the psychology principle is called second cheapest wine. So we have a low price package, we have a mid-price bundle, and then we have a high ticket anchor. I think of my high ticket like that really nice bottle of wine or the really expensive champagne. Someone might buy it every now and again. They're celebrating something special. Someone's like, price is no object. I want everything in the kitchen sink. Amazing. But mostly my high price point, which is $2,500 for a 9-week intensive high ticket nutrition coaching experience, sells the least. I'll be very honest about that. But it makes the other 2 tiers look a lot more approachable. So what's the psychology of second cheapest wine? It's most people don't want to buy necessarily the cheapest on the menu. They go for the middle. So my middle tier is a 6-month-long nutrition coaching package. We call it our nutrition transformation, and it's $15.99. Or if they don't want to pay for that up front, Then we do it monthly at $299 a month over the 6 months. And most people can wrap their head around something less than $300 a month towards great health. And that has 9 nutrition sessions. They get 3 body composition scans. They get nutrition analysis done. And then that access to their coach to reach in, get those touch points between sessions. Then we have a really low barrier. We have a $499 bundle. We call it our quick tune-up. And it basically is a 60-minute initial assessment and 2 more 45-minute follow-ups. The bottom and the middle, those guys sell like hotcakes. I think I've closed like 50 people in the last 2 to 3 weeks, but they're entirely from tier 1 and tier 2. And I'll be honest, I haven't sold any of the tier 3s because it's the expensive bottle of champagne.
Yes.
I'm curious about you, and you're trying something with like a group cohort.
Yes. So we've had several different models. Most recent, I would say in the last year, we've gone to our go-to package is a $4,000 9-week package.
Okay, gotcha.
Works fantastic if you, for the majority of the people that you're coming in contact with. However, the resale on that can get very tricky because a lot of times they've already spent so much money on things in this industry.
I have a bad image in my head. They blew their wad.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and then it's they want,
and then they're spent.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's actually good. So yes, there's already, we've had to really help them mindset wise and help coach them even through the initial purchase. Right. And they're already feeling guilty. They'll have buyer's remorse. They feel horrible. And then those thoughts of like, well, what if I don't succeed? Well, what if I don't get the hit the goals
What if I don't
want?
get my return?
That's
on
right.
That price point?
And then they're beating themselves up again.
Yeah.
And they're already thinking too, going into this, what's it going to cost to continue? Because I know I'm not going to just do this in 9 weeks.
Yeah, I can't keep forking out $4,000 every 9 weeks.
So there's like definitely that adds stress and pressure to the coach. So if you're looking at it from a business perspective on your coaches, also on the clients, and it's just a tremendous amount of pressure for what? That the goal is to help these people, to educate them from a business model. We do have to be, profitable, obviously, but I think there's a middle ground there. And if we find somebody, and our mission too, right? Our whole vision is to help people transform their life, not 9 weeks.
Yeah. So what price points are resonating?
Yes. So what we find that's really resonating is between this $8.99 or $7.99 even, all the way up to $19.99.
Yeah.
In that window right there, it's an easy sell from a business model. It requires way less time up front.
You're not like arm wrestling them into the sale.
Yes. Yeah. They're ready. And they're also easier to please because they don't expect as much. When they put in $4,000 up front, they expect everything. They want the Ferrari. When they come in at that middle price point, it's so much easier to fulfill them. It's less pressure on the coach. It's less pressure on everybody. And I'm selling way more of those. Yeah.
I'm curious. I just want to ask this to all of you guys. I don't know if there's like a magic behind the number 2. The moment you put a 2, like a 2,000 plus, it's like, I have to talk to my significant, and like rightfully so. I'd be pissed if my husband starts making 2,000, 3,000 purchase decisions without without checking in with me. But I find if you keep it between, like you said, that $750 to $1,900, $1,997, $1,999, there's a sweet spot in that sub 2 that people are like, I'm invested in me, I'm worth it. That's not so scary. I can spend that. So like a 2, a 3, a 4, a $5,000, that's like, you're selling Ferraris now. You're not just selling any old vehicle from A to B. Right. So have you guys, I'm just curious, for those on the live stream, or maybe those catching the replay, have you tried prices above 2,000 and noticed just significantly more pushback? For me, when my prices did sit above 2, like the middle one, so much pushback, was really hard to sell that package. But the moment I dropped it with a 1, like 1,000 and some change, that package now does really, really well. So, talk amongst yourselves, throw in some comments. If you feel comfortable sharing your numbers, it's so helpful. Just like, we never as coaches get to be like, what do you charge? What do you charge? So I think it's just a cool space that we can kind of talk about that here if you feel comfortable. However, I don't want to tat your ear off on pricing too much. I think the biggest takeaway we found was keep it under 2. Yes. And that's selling really well.
Yes.
Still keep a high price point.
Yes.
That's your high ticket, but it's your expensive bottle of champagne. And then low to mid, that is easily where the sweet spot is. Okay. Final thing, I think we don't have to like go too into detail about it,
Sure.
is we were just talking about social media burnout.
Oh, yes.
I'm turning 40 this year. You,
And I just turned
shouldn't have,
40.
Like, outed our age.
No,
I'm
it's so
sorry.
good. We are both entering this new chapter.
I don't have the energy to always be the freaking dancing monkey on social media.
Yes.
Or to write these long, thoughtful posts.
Yes.
And so what I've actually found as I've grown my business over the years is you still have to be consistent on social media.
Yes.
But be like off the cuff authentic. Like we were on a hike this morning.
Yes.
Snap a photo and be like, we're by this amazing river. This is
Yes.
so beautiful.
Yes.
Or,
And that's what people want.
yeah. Or like, what did we have for lunch today?
Yes.
We like pulled chili out of my freezer and you're like, this is really good.
That's
Look
great.
at your quick homemade healthy meal.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
for coaches who are storytelling like that, just I call it be a role model in real life.
Yes.
That is what's connecting with our clients on like trending for them to become paying clients.
Yes.
It's like when I cut up a veggie bucket, when I show a
Yes.
quick healthy meal, when I'm out on a hike with my dog.
Yes.
The most polished shit, pardon me for swearing, but the polished shit is not doing that well. So the hours I've spent
Yes.
in Canva making it look beautiful,
Yes.
no engagement, no likes.
Yes.
Do you find that?
We do. And we have this constant struggle of trying to make our page look genuine and real. And this is our business page and then also personal pages.
Yeah.
Which is being truly authentic and reaching people where it doesn't seem so scripted. And, you know, the busier we get and as we scale and grow our businesses, it's harder and harder to be the one to do the actual posting. And so
Yeah.
you want to delegate that out. Well, that would be the tendency, right? But when you do that, then you have VAs and people that aren't really
not you.
They're not me.
No, they're not you.
It's super hard to relay the passion that comes in a real time post. So sitting here trying to like script out a week of posting and have it scheduled out, I feel personally that, and just if I were to look at the results and the responses I get from that, are very low compared to those that are made true in the moment.
Awesome. Okay, can I give you permission? Can I give me permission? Can I give all of you guys permission? Let's just go off the cuff. Like in 2024, everyone is burnt out on the super polished, pre-thought up social media content that I would just say be off the cuff. Like even if you set like a minimum effective dose, let's say 2 times a week, 3
Yes.
times a week.
Yes.
And you just off the cuff, snap a picture, get on the camera. If you feel more comfortable with video, do a reel, do a story of just like, this is what healthy real life looks like for me as a coach.
Yes.
For me, I think as we fight AI, as we fight technology,
Yes.
it's the humanness. I always say this actually when I like coach our Prosper coaches in the mentoring calls privately. People don't buy coaching, they buy individual coaches.
Yes, it's people they know, like, and trust. If
Yeah.
you're not a likable person or relatable, they are not going to want to buy from you. And I just feel like, too, a lot of the people that struggle and come into our office and want health coaching, they really want so much more. It's just balance to their life, routine. Females especially want to feel like themselves, not just a mom, not just a wife, not just an employee, but they want that full relationship with themselves and everybody in their life. They want that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so the more real and the more aspects of my life I can share with people, the more relatable I become. And then they start liking that and then they reach out.
Yeah.
And you've already bought, you know, you've earned their respect and credibility.
Totally. So I think to wrap it up, for any of you that feel that same burnout we were talking about last night around the fire, give yourself permission to just be off the cuff and just do the role model real life when you feel like it, genuinely in the moment. That will take so much pressure off. And I still think that is a really important way to get clients, but
Yes.
not in the way we've been trying the last year and a
Yes.
half. That's like, we're both like pretty burnt out from it.
Yes.
So yeah, I won't keep this any longer. Thanks for tuning
Yes,
in. I
thank
hope
you.
this just was fun to like chat about the trends that we're noticing in 2024. And if there's anything you want to add or that you think we missed, drop a comment down below. Maybe we'll jump on and do this again.
Yes.
And we'll add to what we just talked about.
Oh, I have a question.
Oh, sorry. This is our first time doing this. Bear with us as we try to figure out how to look at your question.
Yes, let's.
Now I feel awkward. Like we're over. Okay.
I know.
What did
Hold
they
on
just
a
say?
second.
Go continue.
Let me click it. Let me see what you just said. Okay, here we go.
Well, there's Kai. Hi, Kai.
Hi, Kai.
Thanks
We
for
see
being
you.
here.
Okay, it's now coming up.
Shout it at us. We're struggling.
Shout it. Yes. What is the question?
Curious on ideas on programming packages and costs for a step-down program maintenance package.
Oh,
for
yes.
current clients.
Yes, I have that too.
Okay, you answer that first.
Okay, I'll
go
answer
second.
first and then you can.
Okay.
So after we do the initial package,
Yes.
especially because our model is long-term, so we will roll them into a month-to-month program where it ranges anywhere from $5.99 to $7.99. And it does include a fitness component. So they get appointments with their health coach, they get all of their workouts included,
Yep.
they get all of the same resources they got before,
Yep.
but it's way more sustainable.
So your business model is a little different.
Sure.
And this is many of you guys, which is fitness and nutrition. I'm nutrition only. So to compare to what Desiree just shared, our 3 tiers to start with us, remember, are $4.99, $15.99, or $2,500. Look at how easy our upsell packages are to keep going. A single session is $150, a package of 3 is $3.99, or a package of 5 is $625. So it's like $150 a session, $133 a session, or $125 a session. How we phrase it for the sweet spot is so many of our people do that $4.99 package or that $15.99 for 6 months. And so what we do is we go, hey, to add 3 more sessions, it's $100 off. Instead of it being $4.99 for 3, it's $3.99, and you get 3 more if you want to keep going. And people are like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And so we do what I call the accordion method. We're not on a set schedule of we meet weekly or every 2 weeks or once a month. Those 3 sessions, they can crunch them together or space them apart based on anything they need. So yeah, I hope that's
Fantastic.
helpful. That answers that question. Did we miss any other ones? We're like probably struggling.
They're
look
coming
on
up now.
screen. Okay. Where's our next question?
Actually, I thought they were. Oh.
I think Kai wrote something. Okay.
He said hi.
Hi, Kai. That's an easy answer. Well, again,
think
thank
that's
you guys for tuning in. I hope you had fun from these 2 lumberjack girls. And
My first lumberjack.
There you go. We're gonna have to go shopping and get
Yes.
one to take home.
Yes.
Have the best weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Keep making the world a healthier, happier place. What you guys do matters, and we need more good coaches like you out there doing this work. Bye.